Today we're going from this to this using just twine. Hey everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm all about aesthetics and I grow my plants so they look nice in my apartment. I treat them like artworks that I want to display. And as part of displaying my plants, I also style my plants so they have a nice display site. Now I've done a full video on all aspects of plant styling, from choosing the correct light exposure so that the plant grows in an aesthetically pleasing way in the first place, to using moss poles not just as a support but also to give the plant one display site. But today I really want to focus on one thing in particular, which is the use of twine. And I use twine a lot to tie petioles to each other, to tie the petiole to the moss pole or to a garden stake, just to create compact displays, make it look nice, but also to reduce the spread of the plant. Have a look at the ginormous spread of this plant. Like in all directions, I don't have that much space. Like imagine every plant would take up that much space. Plus, it doesn't look as good as it will by the end of the video. I want to demonstrate to you how I do it. In a nutshell, the idea over here is, and I've done this before and I cut the old ropes off today. That's why some of them are extra floppy. If they would have never grown that floppy in the first place. You can see on this petiole, for example, I would have attached the twine over here. Let's not overcomplicate it and let's just get started, because at the end of the day there isn't like a specific method to my madness over here. It just really depends on what the plant looks like, what I want to achieve, what spot I'm trying to fill. Am I trying to create a display that has all leaves on one side, or am I trying to create a display that is round 360 degrees around the pole and so on. So I just take the twine and I tie it to the petiole. The reason I choose twine is because it's nice and soft. It doesn't harm the petiole. So I'm just tying a knot over here so that the twine is connected to that petiole. I want this leaf to move in this direction, so I'm not pulling the twine on this side, obviously not. I need to pull the twine into this direction. So now I have two options. I could take this twine and tie it to this petiole, and then it's kind of like two birds, one stone, right? This leaf is coming in and this leaf is also coming in, so they're both just approaching the pole a little bit more. Or I could take the twine, twist it around the moss pole and then go to the next one. I do either or, it really depends. Sometimes one petiole is much stronger than the other, so sometimes maybe this leaf isn't strong enough to really push this one in. Then I would go around the moss pole. The less often you can make the twine touch the moss pole, the longer this will last. The twine is organic and will eventually rot away if it gets wet. So if it touches the moss pole, like over here, it will eventually rot. But that is also not bad, because every few months or so, I like to change this anyway. Every few months, I've got new leaves on this plant. The plant would have moved with light exposure a little bit, would have changed, you know, they're living organisms. So this is not something that I do once and then forget about. This is a consistent effort to always make the plant look nice, depending on all of the leaves that it has. Like, it's gonna drop one of these two leaves next, right? Because they're the oldest leaves. Once I cut one of these leaves, I need to redo all of this anyway. So this is not supposed to be a permanent solution. It's very much supposed to be temporary. And I'm okay with that. Okay, let me just do this and speed it up for you guys so you can see it. I hope I'm choosing the right framing, because if not, I'm gonna be pissed off. I just tie it to the last petiole and then that's it. So now I just used one piece of string to kind of do all of them. Now, of course, that's gonna look a little bit weird at the moment, but over time, these leaves will also adjust, right? So some of these are now facing up a little bit, but because the light is gonna come from the front over time, these will adjust and face more forward. I haven't seen it from the front. Let me have a look. Looks terrible. Should have definitely done a better job. This one needs to come in a little bit. Alrighty, I think that is good enough for now. Again, it's going to adjust, and I get it, it's kind of a bit cramped now, but I'm doing it knowing that it's going to go on a wall of aeroids where there's a few plants filling in the gaps down below. So I'm now actually making room for other plants on that wall. So I keep that in mind when I make that display. If I would just have one big wall and this is the only plant, then I probably would not manage the growth because the plant could just spread as much as it wants, right? But I'll insert a photo of the end position for this plant, and then I think what I've done here makes sense. And you can now also see over here all of these petioles and the ties, but you can't actually see all of this kind of bondage style tying up that I've done in the back. As I mentioned, the leaves will adjust over time. Now let's tackle the cuprea. Okay, with the cuprea, we've got a garden stake over here that has been in that pot for many years already by now. And the whole idea of this garden stake is to tie petioles to it. Now, of course, this is also not the only way of managing this plant. Most importantly, I have chosen a light source that comes from above so that all of these leaves naturally want to perk up a little bit. Alocasias can get a little bit droopy and floppy, and if you have the light source coming from the front or from below even, let's say for example you have it on a shelf and the window is kind of here, then of course that would encourage more drooping behavior because the plant wants to face the light. So this way, because the light source comes from above, these leaves right now are not managed whatsoever. But I think I can do a little bit better. Just a little bit more compact so it doesn't take as much space away. Now there was one leaf that pissed me off. This one over here. It's not ugly, but it is kind of just very yellow at the top over there. It was really annoying me, sorry. If there is a leaf that actually makes the whole display look ugly, I am not shy chopping it off. This one could also be a candidate for chopping. Yeah, that's okay. Now over here, first of all, I actually want to take this thick stem. There's a thick stem in here. I want to take this thick stem and tie it to the garden stake. Not for aesthetic purposes, actually just because I'm worried that it's so heavy and it's gonna snap. So over here, it's also functional. This plant is looking pretty good actually. Don't think I have to do much. I think maybe just a few outliers like this one down here. And then over here, what I can do is I can go from petiole to petiole, almost like a little, forming like a little spider web. Because it's not just about bringing all the petioles to the garden stake, it's also sometimes just bringing the petioles closer to each other. You can also just go one at a time. You can go one petiole to the garden stake, next one to the garden stake, and so on. You don't need to do it as messy as I do. Actually, also you don't need to do it at all if you don't want to. Maybe this one sticks out a little bit too much. Yeah, I think these ones are just fine. Maybe this one, there's this one coming in. Again, let's have a look here. I'll twist it around for you guys so you can see it from all corners. Now, again, the plant needs to have a little bit of time to adjust, or the leaves need to have a bit of time to adjust to the new positioning, but they are taking up way less space now, and space is just so precious. And that is it. Those are just two examples. I don't do it with all of my plants. If a plant naturally grows nicely and there is no need to manipulate, then that's also okay. I've done a similar trick with my Monstera Thai constellation, just to bring the petioles a little bit closer together. And I'm just kind of going back and forth between leaves to move them closer to the middle. Not too much at a time. I don't want to push it and potentially snap off all of the petioles. Just a little bit. I think it's already helping. I used to do that a lot with my Philodendron Soliroy because it had ginormous spread, and I just wanted to bring them closer together rather than having one leaf here and one leaf here. So I usually do that with plants that have really, really long petioles, like the Glorious, the Verrucosum, Splendid. as more dense and so on. But if the plant naturally grows in a way that doesn't require me managing the petioles and the growth, then I'm more than happy to run with that. Other top tip would be to do it before you water the plant so that the petioles, everything is a little bit dehydrated. If you do it right after you water, the plant is more likely to snap, which is not what we want. And if you're trying to bring petioles closer together, for example, maybe just go a little bit at a time. You don't need to push it in the exact spot with the first time tying it up, right? You could maybe do a little bit, and then every week or so you go like 5-10 centimeters closer together so that you give the plant a little bit of time to adjust and reduce the risk of snapping. But you absolutely don't have to do that. I mainly do it for my own sake, for aesthetic reasons. Secondly, I do it so that I make more space so I can have more plants. But from a plant's perspective, the plant does not care. If anything, you could even argue that, well, now it has all of these leaves and a lot of them are overlapping, so this leaf down here, for example, isn't contributing all too much to photosynthesis by now, so I might actually reduce the growth that this plant can produce, but instead I produce growth that looks better. So I suppose at the end of the day, it's really a priority thing. What is more important to you? Are you really pedantic with your plant aesthetics like I am, or do you rather enjoy the wildness or let the plant do whatever it might want to do, and so on. There's no right or wrong, but it is something I get asked frequently, so I wanted to make a dedicated video for you. Anyway, I'll wrap it up over here. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and leave a nice comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!